Uh, it's an interesting question, and actually, it leads me to the very beginning. In fact, I wanted to give you a flavor for what this text is. Right? It's actually a very interesting way in which he begins, and he begins with a question. So, Srimad Valmiki Ramayanam, Balakandam, which is the first book of the Ramayana. Prathamaha Sargah, the first chapter. So, in the first verse, Maharshi Valmiki asks Narad Muni, the great sage and scholar, the following question. Okay. Now, I will go into the second verse. I will read it out and then break it up for you. Okay. So, the second verse. Kon vasmin sampratam loke gunavan kascha viryavan dharmadnyascha kritadnyascha satyavakyo dridavratah. The first part. Kon vasmin sampratam loke. Who in the world lives today? That is the question. Who in the world lives today who has all the following great qualities? All right. Viryavan. He's brave. Veer, like Ranveer. Dharmadnya. He knows what is the right thing to do. Kritadnya. He is grateful. He always speaks the truth. Satyavakyo. And Dridavratha. He remains firm and steadfast in his resolve. So Maharshi Valmiki is asking, who in the world lives today who has all these qualities? And then he goes next into the third and fourth verses as well. Charitrena chako yuktaha. Who has the strength of character? And then, very important, sarva bhuteshu ko hitaha. Who is concerned about the welfare of all beings? He's not concerned about his own welfare only, about his near and dear ones, about his country or his people or those who follow certain philosophy. The ask is, who is concerned about the welfare of all beings, not even all people, all beings? That is the ask, right? And he's not finished yet. He's also a scholar, a doer, samartha, and kashchaika priyadarshanaha. He is pleasant to look at. His presence is joyful. Further, he has attained control over his senses. He's radiant and he does not have envy. Anasuyakaha. And then, very important, jita krodha. He has attained control over his anger, but he won't remain silent in the face of wrongdoing. When required, he will step into battle, and then his rage is such that even the devas, the whole world, will tremble with fear. Okay? So this is the ask. Who in the world lives today? Etadichhamyaham shrotum param kautuhalam hime maharshe tvam samarthosi jnatum evam vidham naram. I wish to know, hear about such a person. I'm very curious. Oh Maharshi, only you are capable of telling me about such a person, naram, right? So this is what Maharshi Valmiki asks. Narad Muni replies and he says, what you're asking for, it's extremely rare to find in one person. But I know of just the man. His name is Ram. And then Narad Muni describes the brief story of Ram and his characteristics in this first chapter. Prathamaha. Why did he write it? The answer is right there. If you look at the kind of person he is looking for, these are universal human values. Who can argue that being brave, generous, thoughtful, caring, truthful, a doer is not good? No one can argue. And he is concerned about the welfare of the whole world. Sarva bhuteshu ko hita. Maharshi Valmiki wanted to set the highest example of what it means to be a good human being. Somebody who exemplifies universal human values. That is the purpose. And why did he write it? We spoke about this last time. When you have a role model, whether it's a role model for sports or business, your parents are role models for their children, teachers are role models. We look at a role model and we try and become more like that. So, Maharshi Valmiki wanted to give this role model so that we can be the best